All right, I'm going to get started. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Morning Mobility. So we're going to kind of take a top-down approach today. This morning, we're going to start with our neck. All right. So we're going to get some nice, good, focused rolls. So we're going to bring that chin to the chest and kind of pull that nice and tight. Then we're just going to kind of sweep around our collarbone, bringing our right ear to our right shoulder. Do a nice good stretch on that opposing side. I'm just going to hold that and kind of breathe through that. And bring that back to center right in the middle. And we'll swing it over to the opposite side. Nice and slowly. Really want to accentuate how slowly we are rolling that neck around. Trying to be completely in control. I'm going to bring that back to center. We're going to go one more time each side. This time, if you want to, taking that hand, putting very, very light pressure on the head here just to deepen that stretch on the side of the neck. We'll release that, bring that back around. Go to the other side one more time. Again, you can deepen that stretch if you'd like to. If you feel like you're getting enough out of it without that extra, don't add it. All right, let's bring that back to neutral. So we're going to do kind of the same thing in the opposite. We're going to bring that head straight back, looking up at the ceiling. We're going to roll that over to the right. And back. Roll that to the left. And back. One more time to the right. And back. And to the left. And back. Let's go ahead and bring that back to neutral. A little rotational. We're going to take that chin, move that over that left shoulder. We're going to try to pretty much look as far as we can behind us. We don't want to force it more than it wants to go, though. And I kind of push it to that end range, which is a place that we can hold it. And bring that back to center. And let's go to the right side, or the other side. Just remember, the muscles in your neck work just like any other muscles in your body, working to kind of hold a stretch, kind of work to dissipate some of that tension. You're able to kind of move into that stretch a little bit deeper the longer you hold it. And let's bring that back. We're going to do one more here with the neck. We're going to bring that chin straight down again, and then we're going to look to the side, almost like you're looking into your armpit. All right, and we're going to get that nice light pull here. Focus a little bit more on the back of our neck, that spot that gets really tight when you're like really hunched over like this. Back and neck there gets really tight. So we're going to work to stretch that out just a little bit. As you run through here, if you want to take that opposite hand, think about reaching away, trying to extend that muscle from both ends. Again, just very light pressure on that head with the hand. And we'll go ahead and release all that nice and slowly. Let's go to the other side. Again, think about kind of looking down at the armpit. Light pressure pulling down. Reaching that other hand away. Just try to relax and breathe into it. And we'll release nice and easy out of there. We're going to move into some shoulder work. So first thing, we're going to pick one arm, whichever arm you'd like. We're going to make a thumbs up thing. All right, and we're going to bring that arm straight up as far as you can. So don't worry exactly. We'll kind of focus on here a little bit. Just find to Trying to find that spot where it might get a little hung up, and we'll bring that down. Let's test that other arm. Thumbs up, bring that arm straight up. And you may notice a little bit difference in either side here. So we're going to do that again. This time I want you to kind of focus on bracing your core, all right? So instead of kind of leaning back to reach up, I want you almost like you're pulling in like an ab crunch and then try to reach up and see how far that arm will go. Very likely not as far. We'll try the other side. Same thing, engage those abs nice and tight. And bring that arm up. Just a good test of overhead mobility. We'll kind of work to loosen those shoulders up as we go here. Important that we keep that thumbs up position. All right, if we start to rotate that shoulder out, kind of we're changing the angle of what we're working with that shoulder. All right. So we're going to do some cactus arms now. So we're going to bring those forearms together. We're going to open that chest wide. I'm going to squeeze those shoulder blades. All right. We're just going to rotate those palms down. And I'll rotate those palms back up. Just like that overhead mobility we just did, kind of your fingertips, you want to kind of keep reaching those fingertips backwards as far as you can. Those elbows are going to kind of come forward. And we'll reset there. Bring these down. Also, you can bring these all the way around. Make a good 180 degrees here. Working to keep those shoulder blades engaged. Keep those nice and protected on the shoulder. We're going to go one more time around here. Reach back. And rotate. Cool. Alright, we're going to step this up. We're going to lay down on the ground. We're going to do pretty much that same thing. We're going to get in that cactus position. Alright, so those elbows are straight across. Our back of hands are on the ground. And we're going to rotate on those elbows. Try to put those palms down on the ground. Key here is to maintain that contact with the back and the ground. All right. If you're getting up on your shoulders, doing like this, trying to get there, I'm not really promoting that mobility. So make sure we maintain contact with that low back. I'm gonna go ahead and release that out, and rotate one more time. And release. So we're going to work again overhead, just like you've done wall slides before, or maybe not. We're do the same thing on the ground. So what we're going to do is try to keep those cactus arms. We're going to slide those arms up. We're going to try to slide those arms up as much as we can, still maintaining that posture, still maintaining that contact with that low back on the ground. So we're still pulling those abs nice and tight. Once you feel like you're as far as you possibly can go before that contact separates, you're going to hold there for about 5 seconds. And then you're going to slowly ease that back down. I get very, very controlled, very slow and intentional in that movement. Re-engage those abs, push that low back down, and slide it back up. Maybe you can reach just a teeny bit farther this time. And hold there again, 5 seconds. Still maintaining as much contact to that backside as you can. And slide it back down. This time we're going to be a little bit more actively engaged. So think about your elbow, your forearm, your wrist, and the back of your hand. Each of those points you're actively pressing into the ground as we go through here. All right. So we're going to engage that low back first, and then we're going to push all those points into the ground. While we continue to push everything into the ground, we will then slide those arms up. Should be quite a bit harder. May not be getting as far. You're going to get as far as you can before you lose any of those contacts. And hold. Still breathing, actively pushing, and release, slide that back down. All right, we'll do that one more time. Engage that low back. Press those arms into the ground, all 4 contact points, and slide it up. Try to reach just a little bit more this time. And maintain those contact points, low back, back of the hands, the wrists, back of the arms, and the elbows. And bring that back down. All right. We're going to roll over onto our side, whichever side that may be. We're going to do some arm sweeps, but instead of going up overhead, we're just going to come straight up. All right. So we're going to open up right here. We're going to bring that to the ceiling, and we're going to let that fall all the way to the other side, maintaining control. Think about your knees are squeezing together, pressing into the ground. And that hand that we started with, we're going to have that hand follow and reach across. May not get very, very far. That's totally fine. It's a little spinal twist variation. And we'll go ahead and bring that back around. One arm then the other. We'll do one more time. Actively reaching with that top hand towards the ceiling, towards the back of the room. Once both of those shoulder blades are on the ground, those knees are still pressing together and towards the ground, we'll follow that other hand. Activate those reaches and release. And last time the side. I'm going to bring that arm up. And follow through. And release. Once we bring that back, we'll go ahead and switch sides. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to make sure those knees get pressure into the ground first. That top hand is going to come up and around. Make sure those hips aren't opening and those eyes are following that first hand through the fingertips. And trying to push that body into that twist as much as you can. Do 2 more times here. Again, from the very beginning of class, talked about very slow, controlled movements. If we can maintain control through every piece of our range of motion, we'll be able to better work through more dynamic movements. We can work with those very small muscle groups, be able to have a better mastery of movement. And we'll go ahead and release there. All right, we're gonna roll this over onto our stomachs. We're gonna do, let's do this way. We're going to stick one arm out, all right, and we're going to bring our opposing leg up and over here. So a little bit different variation of that spinal twist. Should get a nice little pec stretch on that extended arm. All right, you have this other hand for support, or you can press into it to kind of deepen that stretch. Again, just loosening up that low back, loosening up through the front of that shoulder and the back of that extended arm. I'll go ahead and release out of there. Hold there. We're going to go one more time that same side. Bring that leg up and over. Breathing through these movements. And release there. We'll go for the other arm here, extend that out, kick that leg up and over. You don't have to get that leg all the way up to the hand or even close to it. We're just rotating those hips over. And we'll release out of that. Take a breath. And one more time, up and over. and release. All right. We're gonna move things again, moving down the body. We're gonna next stop is the hips. So we're gonna get into our kind of half kneeling position. All right, but we're gonna open that gate of that front knee. So we got one knee going forward, one knee 90 degrees out to the side. All right. So we've done this one maybe a couple times before. We're gonna sit back into that back heel. We're gonna extend through those hips and lean into that front knee. All right. So we're gonna hold that. We're gonna kind of gradually lower the hold on this. So we're gonna start about 10 seconds on this first hold. All right, we're gonna lean back out of that, sit back into those hips again. When we sit back, we want to make sure this knee doesn't fall inwards. We're gonna keep that as open as possible. Extend those hips out and lean into that front knee. All right, so notice this whole front foot is on the ground. All right, that heel, those toes. We're gonna slowly reverse and push through. Squeeze that glute, lean into that knee. Just a couple of seconds here. Should be moving a little bit deeper into that now. Then we're just gonna kind of flow in and out of that. Try to push a little bit deeper each time. All right, still slow, still controlled. All right, not getting over eager on that. We'll go one more time this side. All right. It's one of my favorite hip stretches. We'll go ahead and switch sides. All right, this one I can already tell you is a little bit more locked up. So we'll sit that back, extend, squeeze that glute, and lean into that side. So kind of a good marker here is you're trying to push that knee out over those toes. All right, because as we hold here and work to deepen that stretch, you can kind of use that as your measurement. Make sure this glute is still tight, those hips are still pressed forward. All right, go ahead and reverse out of that. And we want to make sure that we're not using that upper body to compensate. Look how much more range of motion I have here, as opposed to keeping that chest going forward. Really about right here. All right, so make sure everything as squared up to the front as possible. We'll reverse there, and we'll start to slowly ease our way in and out of these. Or almost like a few reps. Squeeze that glute, ease into it. All right, feeling a lot better now than from the first time we started. Let's go one more time on this side. All right, we're going to stand that up. We're going to finish with a little warrior pose here. So we're going to get those feet nice and wide. All right, one of those feet you're going to turn that same 90 degrees kind of position. All right, we're going to lean into that front foot. We're going to bring those arms out nice and wide. You can lunge into that front foot as much as you would like. All right, so we're just going to kind of same thing, open those hips with just a little bit more weight on those legs, just to wake you up a bit more. And we're just going to alternate here from that warrior pose. This back arm we're going to drop and bring that top arm up and over for a little peaceful warrior, stretching out those lats at the same time. All right, I'm going to go one more time into that warrior pose, dig a little deeper into that front foot. And bring that back into that peaceful warrior. And relax. We'll go ahead and switch sides. Ease into, again, those arms up. Nice and horizontal. Make sure those ears are away from those shoulders. All right, nice long neck. We'll bring that back. And one more time into that warrior pose. Really reaching those fingertips away from one another, create that length, and bring that back. and ease out of that. All right, that's going to do it for us this morning, folks. For some morning mobility, I'm Coach Matt. Hopefully you're ready to start your day. Go out and make it a good one. Thanks.